Hello guys and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm here with my beautiful wife Taylor and Storlina. Say hello. So what's funny is this is actually Story's first YouTube where she's on the YouTube where she wasn't actually born, if that makes any sense. She was obviously getting created, the whole process, the IVF journey, and now here she is, which is absolutely unbelievable. So this is Story's first long haul flight. So we're flying to LA, which I believe is about, what, 9 or 10 hours?
When we land it's about 2 p.m. afternoon time, but in our time it will be about 10 p.m. So we almost kind of, would it make sense for us to try and sleep on the plane and then go into their schedule?
Yeah, I think that's going to be slightly tricky because at the moment she does sleep 10, 12 hours. Yes, that's broken with a couple of feeds within that, but she knows that that's her time, and we know that that's her time, and then she's awake all day with the odd sleep. Is she going to be awake all night? Yeah. And asleep all day? So that's what we're going to find out. We're in this lovely taxi. Got some transfer deadline day football on.
My favourite.
Taylor's favourite.
I'm really looking forward to having like an airport brekkie for you.
Yeah. We've got.
And a nice cup of coffee. Oh.
So basically on this flight we're flying business class there and back, which is absolutely class. We got this with our air miles. It takes us probably, I don't know, 5 years to build up the points. So we have done it before on the last trip, which was to Hong Kong, which was probably 2018, and it was absolutely the best. I actually would say it's the best part of the trip.
Better than the holiday.
Better than the holiday.
It's all the food that comes around.
It's unbelievable. It's literally like you in a restaurant. Just keep bringing the food, the drinks. So I spent the whole time just having a bit of wine, a bit of this, a bit of food. So I absolutely loved it. But obviously we've got Story now, so I don't think that is the plan of action. We shall see you at the airport. Story's had 180 mil. Nailed it. She's probably ready for a poop. We've got Annie on the TV. We've got the disco lights on. We're having a great time.
You really love it in here, don't you?
So I could just have a holiday in here.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Maybe you wouldn't have this, like the Life Education bus with the big giraffe. And you go in like a big lorry and it's all stylish cloth, and then they had that like human body, I can't remember her name.
And she would say, look, if everyone be's good, at the end I'm going to bring out the giraffe.
Yeah, but also...
And it was her hand in his neck.
Yeah, but do you also remember that they used to say you were going to space? We all sat
Oh
there
God,
and you
you've
were like,
got a good
oh
memory.
my God. Yeah, because it was all the best time of my life.
So this is basically the adult version of that.
Yeah.
Here we are. This is what we've got. We've got the Bugaboo Dragonfly. We have 3 cases.
I don't think we've done too badly, to be honest. What did you do?
No, I don't. Story's happy.
Story's very good.
Let's get in there.
And get a jar in the juice.
So we're going to move to the sling. We're going to get that put on the actual luggage. And here we go.
There you go. And I just watch it. Go.
The aisles and exits need to be kept.
How do we got a TV around so she's got something to look at?
If there is anything.
So here is a tour of the room. Of the room. Tay's got some nibbles. She's got a cup of coffee. I've gone for a cup of tea. I've got a nice little water here. Keeping the wallet there. I've got a goodie bag which I will open. Some nice stuff in there, no doubt. Some crisps. Put the seat right back so I can literally lay down, get a quilt. Here's where we'll be having dinner. Pretty cool. Lovely that Tay's next to me, because we were actually, there's a bit of an issue where one of the TVs wasn't working, so we were going to actually have to sit not next to each other or have no TV. No TV for an 11-hour flight.
There's a vodka and Diet
lovely.
Coke for you, sir.
Thank you.
You're
Is it okay?
welcome.
Do you have any biscuits?
Biscuits, yeah, I can find
And
you
a
some
straw.
biscuits and straw. Yeah. Did you want a blanket, or see if I can find a spare duvet? Did you want a small anything, darling?
Thank you. So we've gone for a cup of tea and a vodka and Coke Zero. So far, Story's been very well behaved. Tay has managed to get her to sleep. Because there's a bit of space here, that basically you can book a bassinet, but there's only one bassinet per flight. So we've managed to get one for the way back. We haven't got the bassinet on the way here. So what I'm thinking is sort of create a bit of a bed here with a quilt and whatnot, and then she can sleep there. I know that because she was crying a little bit, Tay wanted to sort of get her sleep as fast as possible, but we'll probably do shifts. So here's what's on the menu for today. We've got some starters, hot smoked salmon, salad, mains, we've got chicken breast, late North Atlantic cod, desserts, we've got milk chocolate, apple and blackberry crumble, cheese and port, express lunch, spring vegetable soup. A bit later on, cream tea, buttermilk chicken sliders, apple chicken sandwich, wine list from the bar. Look at all of this choice. Cocktails, hot drinks. Lovely.
I'll get that for you in a second. Just take my bread.
Her Story has even got her own 3-course meal. What's she got?
Apple, banana and blueberry with a hint of vanilla. Blushing berries, pear and banana. Pure plum and some carrots.
She's asleep. Any good take?
Just so happy that you got that and I got it. Did try and warn you.
Tay is loving her soup.
Bit of gluten-free bread, Nat. This is not gluten-free. Take one. Wow! Look at that.
So good.
So clever. So clever, baby. About 3 hours to go. Jack's telling the story now. Good story, girl. Hello, Story. Got you calling.
Just trying to get some. What is the TV?
3 hours to go, guys. We're nearly there.
So here we are at the hotel. It's actually Sunday morning now, about 10 a.m. She's been up since 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Because we went bed, well, we basically...
I went to bed at about 5:30, as in 5:30 LA time. So by the time it had got to 1:30, I'd had like 7 hours, which is more than enough. Since being a parent.
We've been up, we've had coffees and a few bits
I did my Starbucks order. On my cup it says 5:25.
And it arrived at 6 a.m. What I'm going to do is round up the plane journey and then give you a tour of our hotel room, which is the One West Hollywood, which is absolutely amazing, which I'll show you in a minute. So the overall, the flight yesterday was, you know, obviously it was unbelievable. It was business class. I think it's the second time we've ever flown business. We really, really wanted to do this trip to LA business class with Story.
Yeah.
We'd pre-planned this, and I mentioned this
when I was pregnant.
Yeah, I'd mentioned this on my Instagram. So basically, I've been saving up my points from my credit card for years and years and years, and then was so flexible on the dates to come out of LA from the whole year that we called up the agent and they explained which dates were like the cheapest to fly and the cheapest to fly back.
Yeah.
So we specifically booked them, used the points, and then we got business class for like the same price as a standard flight. So that was sort of the backstory to where it then started to go wrong. So
No. It went wrong way before the flight. We were skipping into the terminal, weren't we?
This just felt like we've got Story.
And we got straight to the check-in desk. There wasn't a queue.
No queue. Woman was lovely. Like, how are you today? I was like, I'm absolutely fantastic. You know, I'm on holiday with my wife and my daughter. You know, I was like over the top hyped. I had pre-booked mine and Taylor's Esters. So whenever you fly to America, everyone knows that you need to type in an Ester form. It can take half an hour, but it can take up to 3 days. Ours did take the 3 days for mine and Taylor's when I did do them several months ago. So you just always got to leave a lot amount of time. We go to check in and she says, oh, have you got stories, Esther?
I remember looking at you at this point and I don't feel like your face dropped. I feel like you were like, just quite chill at that point.
I was
were you trying to hide that you were like, fuck?
Yeah, I was processing that story. Because normally the Esther is to like fill in where you're going, like, have you ever done all of this? It's like for security, I'm guessing. So I assumed that 4-month-old baby didn't need it. Do you know what I mean? What sort of...
Well,
that was my guess.
Yeah, but if she needs a passport and she needs to be on the flight, then...
In hindsight, it's obvious. If you have a passport, you need an Esther.
I'm going to interrupt it because about 7 years ago, we were going on a trip. All of our friends were on this trip and we were running a little bit late as it is, we always are. And they were already in like the lounge and blah, blah, blah. It was exactly the same place that we were, London Heathrow, same terminal. They were waiting to go. We got there, right, in the nick of time to go and move forward. And Jack hadn't done his Esther. And basically, long story short, we didn't actually get to go on that flight. Jack had to then book different flights for us and obviously pay for it himself. We had a stop off. I think we ended up going through San Francisco.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an absolute... And that is, to a lot of our friends, is a very memorable and iconic moment because what he had to do to save the trip and how much money he had to spend was actually horrifying because it was obviously his mistake and I wasn't obviously going to go without him. He then had to basically suffer the consequences and like rebook our flight. At this point, I'm at the till thinking just a little bit like, no, surely not. This can't be nostalgia.
That time they said, oh, don't worry, your Esther can sometimes come through in like 20 minutes. I think we had an hour at that time or an hour and a half. They were like, they were so nice. They were like, if you have 1 minute to spare, we will get you on that flight. This is the one 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're waiting.
It never came.
It actually came like 2 hours later whilst we were still at the airport and we were not speaking to each other. You were like, we managed to book a later flight. So we have experienced that the Esther does not come through. So when she says, oh, we got there 3 hours early this time because we're not going to use the lounge, we're going to take advantage of all the business stuff, we're going to go through all the security, which is business. We're like,
it was really
we're going to love it and really enjoy it. The woman said, don't worry, you've got plenty of time. I was like, shit. I've been here before. So she said, fill in the ESTA, you know, hopefully it'll be 20 minutes. So at this point I'm Googling, like, can you speed it up? Can you fast track it?
All the same things that we did
same
7
thing.
years ago.
You just cannot. It's like
There's
an
no
American
way.
thing. It's for security. You cannot just say, oh yeah, I forgot. Can you fast track it? It doesn't work. We thought up to an hour before we get there. So literally we waited for like 2 hours. Again, the same situation. And then I was like, you know what? There's a flight at 5:30. So I thought, worst case, if it takes 3 or 4 hours, I'll just book the 5:30 flight. So I went on, thought we'll do business class because that's what we've got. 11,000 per person. So it was 22 grand. And I thought, oh, maybe that's today. So I checked tomorrow, 23 grand. The next day after, 19 grand. All of the business class flights, even just a normal flight was like 5 grand. And then premium was 7 grand. I was like, it's over.
Yeah.
If we do not get there,
And honestly,
it's over.
he looked that broken that I couldn't even say like, oh, I can't believe you've done this again. I just literally sat there, and even when you were coming over to me like, I can't believe I've done this, I can't believe I've done this, I was like, just calm down, like, it's fine, like, if we don't get, so I just thought, you know what, I feel like I couldn't process the fact that we might not actually be going on this holiday, considering how much we've hyped it up. But also, I was just thinking, there's just no way. There is just no way we're not getting on this
I
flight.
couldn't believe it. I was pacing up and down the same part that we were 7
exact
years.
same part.
And I was like, my brain was just shutting down. So anyway, long story short,
You
or
looked
long
like you were
story
gonna
long,
cry.
yeah, I felt like crying because there was no way out, and I thought I've ruined this holiday, and then we're going to lose the money for the hotel because she couldn't refund that. We're going to miss out on the trip back that we'd like used all the points for. We were really excited. I was just devastated. I said if it gets to 1 hour before, because obviously you need to check in your bags and get through security,
Then it's over.
then, pardon?
Then it's over.
Then it's over. And literally 1 hour and 5 minutes, I get an email whilst I'm at the other side of the airport.
Meanwhile, I'm just
I
sat
was
there
like-
with the pram looking at story, texting the family chat. Like the family chat's like, well, no, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm like, I'm absolutely gutted. Can't believe this. Like, guys, we're not gonna make it. Like, we've got 5 minutes until we basically, it's like the last point that we could go.
I didn't process it. All I wanted to do was run over there and get you in. But what happens is it doesn't say accepted on the email. But it takes like 5 minutes to log in. It says update. But I just thought, we're going. Update is enough. So then we get to the till and they scanned it and they go, no, didn't they? We're like, what? I went, I'm logged in and it went, it's accepted. And then
It kept going back and forth, like, yeah, we're going now. Oh, no, not quite.
no,
oh,
they're like,
we're
no,
going.
it's not. And then they're like, oh, hang on, it could just be a while. And then they came back through and they're like, yeah, it's up.
Oh, no,
And then
no,
they're
no.
like, oh, no,
Our systems
no.
have
And
just
we were
got
like-
to talk.
Yeah, we got to eventually we get through and they're like, look, do not worry. You've got enough time just to relax because obviously we're with story, don't you know?
Yeah, and we needed to go to Boots. Like, we needed to get some Calpol. I needed to get some other bits.
So we get to Boots, we're hyped up, we're getting all the bits and pieces.
We're in a rush.
We're in a rush because the queue's massive and we're like, we cannot mess this up by being late to security. So we get through there, off we go, head down to the airport, we get in and then
No, we get to our gate. We're at the gate check-in, like literally ready to go on our plane. And then I look over Jack's shoulder because I think, right, I don't know what went through my head. Maybe I needed a blanket because Story's feet were cold. I looked over to Jack's shoulder because that's normally where our changing bag is, and I went, Jack, where's the changing bag? And you went, what? I went, where's the changing bag? We've not got it. Where's the suitcase? And like we have the Gucci changing bag, as you know, and this was Jack's Louis Vuitton
With my
mini
laptop.
travel suitcase, but with all of his
iPad,
camera equipment
cameras.
in, like literally every valuable that he owns. And I was like, oh my god, we've left. I went, have you left them in Boots? And he was like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
My brain was
And
gone.
you were shut down. And I was like, oh
And
my
we
god.
just ran
I was
there.
like, I literally can't believe this. And there was a really nice lady and she was like, don't worry, don't panic, we'll find out where they are. And she ended up being one of the Gigi, didn't she? Her
Yeah,
name was Grace and she was
Gracie.
really, really nice. I didn't get to speak to
She
her
was
because
like,
I've gone through that way. But
Let's run. I'm going to call them, see if they've got the bag. She rang them, they did have the bag, and we sprinted all the way there, sprinted all the way back.
yeah, and that,
She ran
that
with me as
journey
well.
just took us 10-minute walk
Yeah.
to get from Boots to the gate.
And then we got on the flight. And
No,
it was
no,
just-
no, wait, hang on. So when you were gone, the woman said, oh, here's a letter for you. Because they kept asking me loads of questions like, what's your surname and everything? And they were checking and they went, right, we've got this letter for you. This is basically, we're going to give you 10,000 points back because your in-flight entertainment isn't working. So meaning like
There's no TV.
There's no TV. you can't listen to music, nothing, and obviously
That's the best
that
bit.
is like the best
That's the best
bit
bit.
about like
Films.
business, because, and I was thinking, I wasn't even thinking about watching films with us because there's no like time for that. I knew because I've flown twice with Story already. I thought there's no bloody time for us to watch a film, but I need that as a distraction for her. Like if there's something on the telly like Elmo or Sesame Street or Peppa Pig, for her to sit there, and I thought, oh my god, and they were like, oh, it's only one screen, like you can just swap, and I was just thinking, I just can't believe this. But at that point I was like, do you know what, it's one screen, we're just gonna have
but
to
also,
swap.
if you finally got to experience business, you want
I just thought, you know what,
But I
this is
didn't
just
care.
the next thing. Anyway, when we got on there, they actually managed to, I don't know what they did.
They were
but
so nice.
I think they swapped a member of staff.
No, there was one seat spare, but it worked out that no one was next. Like we couldn't be next to each other, so
right.
they went and asked like everyone, do you want to? Who's on the road? Do you want to sit near the seat window? Anyway, they sorted it all around. Took like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they got us next to each other.
Yeah, and both TVs working.
Both TVs, so
I
that
was
was
like, oh, amazing.
And then the flight was unbelievable. So
Yeah, well, I felt like it didn't even go that slow.
no, if you fly in business, like I'm normally a fearful flyer, but you do not even feel like you're on a plane. And then the time as well. Normally, like I'm watching the time, whereas with this, you're like, it's just,
I think
it's
because we
part
were
of the
so
holiday.
like worried about Story, and like, you know, there was, I'm not saying she just sat there, like she had her moments, and like it was quite hard like getting her to sleep and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But it wasn't as bad as we thought it could.
No.
It's definitely not as bad as it thought it could be.
No,
I'm sure the other people on our plane, the front, were a bit like.
But to be fair, there was another baby
There was
in
actually
Story
two
where
of the
it's very
babies.
friends with the baby, and we were walking around, and there's a little area. It's so good.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then we get to the airport, and then on the tannoy they go, Mr. Watts, can you please come to the desk? That's odd.
Yeah, really odd.
So I go to the desk, and they said, oh, we've lost your suitcase. I was like, shit, thinking it was the clothes. It wasn't the clothes, it was the buggy, which is equal shit.
And can I just say, do you know what's really funny that I've only just remembered? 7 years ago, that same flight that we missed, you lost your
I
suitcase.
lost my luggage there
and
as
he
well.
didn't have his suitcase until
The
like,
whole-
the
the whole-
last day.
Yeah, I had to borrow clothes off.
So literally, we had a whole deja vu.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a suitcase, it was the pram. We still actually do not have that right now.
No, they've said, don't worry, it's on the next flight. I thought, oh, sweet. And we'll drop it off to you. And then I checked on it, and it was supposed to be here last night, but it's not. So slightly annoying, because obviously we're going to take Story out, so we're going to have to use the sling today. I will keep calling them. If not, I think they said they'll refund you if you go and buy your own, so potentially.
It's just a hassle though, isn't it? Like, you gotta put it together, and it's just a bit annoying.
Yeah. So anyway, that is the update of the flight. Overall, it was good, but there's a lot of... Oh, no, there's some other stuff. Everything I touched, right,
yeah.
was just everything, like...
The
Normally, like, my phone, I'm like on it with everything, but even stuff like my phone would just randomly slip out my pocket, and then it would go under and wedge under the smallest gap.
These are the things that normally
the
happen
seat.
to me, and you're like, you're so scatty.
That I like,
and
ow.
you were literally scatty.
There's like a tiny gap. My phone would like slip out and it's sort of magnetised towards this and get wedged under and go so far under. I'm spending half an hour trying to get my phone out. And then I've got like the 3 suitcase piled on the trolley, and I'm walking out and accidentally just clipped the edge of something in the busiest airport ever.
Like literally
and my
holding
3
up the traffic
cases
from the airport.
just go over everywhere on the entrance to the exit to the taxis, and everyone's like, oh, like trying to get around me, and then it's on a hill, so I can't get all the suitcases back up, and they're all slipping off, and all my last
I don't think you.
And I was just like, what's going on?
In the 10 years nearly that we've been together, I have to say I've never ever seen you like that.
No, I
ever.
was just flustered. I was just flustered.
And he just keeps blaming it on this drive back
It was
from
that
Spain.
drive from Spain, do you know what I mean?
I'm like, you really need to go over that now.
Let's show you around the room, and then in the next vlog we're going to show you each day. I think we've got loads of stuff going on. We're going to go to like Target,
Trader Joe's,
Trader Joe's,
Trader
Trader
Joe's.
Trader Joe's. And then we're going to do lots of food, lots of night out, and show you lots of stuff with Story and babies and stuff as well.
And she's currently having a nap, so that's good.
So yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. So it's obviously the living room area. And out here is the most amazing balcony. Already been to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Get an amazing sunset and sunrise. You get to see literally the whole of LA. pretty much anywhere in the room.
I have to say, now that all the storage stuff's everywhere, it doesn't look as cute as it did. But like, show the ceilings. I love the ceilings.
Yeah, some really nice
I feel like
touches.
they're like concrete. It's a very like earthy, organic kind of vibe. Do you know what it is? It's a mixture of our Marbella apartment and our house. Do you think?
Yeah,
Like
I'd say so.
The interior.
Obviously this is a hotel, I think that's some kind of cafe down there. So that's the living room, dining room area. So basically all the doors slide. This is your toilet area. But then also you can shut the doors, pull the doors across there to have it separate and shut that door there. And then this is the bathroom. Lovely shower. Lovely getting ready area, lovely sink space, it all looks amazing. Love these walls. Lots of different textures and things which I absolutely love. As you come out here, then you can come right onto the end here and literally see so much of LA. Got the pool down there, which we'll check that out. I think there's a spa and a few other bits. Music was pumping last night there. Don't know if you can see down there, but apparently that's some part of LA that's, you know, downtown or something like that. Look, all the way across here. Amazing. So this is the bedroom. Again, the main thing about this room is that there's just views from literally every single room, like floor to ceiling windows. It's absolutely insane. Just views from anywhere. This is it from this angle. One thing I would say is that is literally the only cupboard or wardrobe in the whole room, which is quite odd, I would say, because for the first time in my life I was going to go and put all of my stuff in the wardrobe, and so was Tay, but normally I just live out of the suitcase, but we've filled it with story stuff, and then that's pretty much it, which I thought in a place this big I could imagine a couple of more wardrobes would have been really handy, just so you've sort of got all your stuff hanging up. So that is it for the room tour. We'll see you on day one in the next vlog. I'll try and upload that straight away in the evening this time, so it'll probably be the next day in the morning. But look at that, absolutely beautiful.